All right, now the first thing I'd like to do is play around with some of the operators so that I can get some more variety in these very, very basic patterns that I have over here. I have 3 different tracks, each one with a different MIDI instrument, and basically I have drums, a lower synth lead, like a droning kind of bass thing, and a very, very basic little electric piano melody. So I want to start off with the drums first. Let me just play what we currently have, and I want to dive into some of the operators to just make this more than a simple 1-bar loop. So let's go ahead and play the drums first. Okay, again, it's a 1-bar loop, right? There's not a whole lot going on here. The main things that I have set up currently, I've got a kick drum. It only hits on the first beat of the bar. I've got 4 hi-hats, and I have these all extended for a full quarter note, a full beat, and there's a reason for that we'll get to a little bit later. What is this? Yeah, a little snare that's offset. The main thing is the clap and the kick, and then some other percussive elements. So, as I'm selecting these notes inside of the clip, with the inspector panel open over here, again, I can just hit the I button on my keyboard or hit I down here. With the inspector panel open, now I see this area of, let me select another again. There we go. Now I see this area for operators. In here, there's 4 different operators. Each one lets you do a slightly different thing. And as you hover your mouse over them, always keep in mind down here in this area, it'll give you information about what you're hovering over, which is super helpful. So the first one up here is chance, which is ultimately just probability. We have this, and it does what you would expect, right? We can make it so that notes aren't always going to play. There's a certain probability that they will or they won't. So let's just go ahead and throw this in here really quickly, because I think this will be a nice way to just add a little bit of variety to the 1-bar pattern, and then we'll start to dive a bit deeper, all right? Now, before I do this, if we look at the clip, I'm looking in the note editor right now, and you may notice down here, all right, I can see some expression controls. Velocity is currently selected, and I can see the velocity of my notes. But I can also see to the right of that, there's chance, okay? So I can adjust the chance of the notes either here, or I can select the individual notes, go into the inspector panel, and adjust the chance here. Either way, I'll see the changes reflected in both areas. If you don't see this panel at the bottom of the note editor, you just have to click this button here, and there you go. All right, so I'm going to play the clip. I'm just going to mess around with the chance of a few different events. I think I might add maybe 1 or 2 more kick drums and adjust the chance of those. And yeah, we'll just take it from there. So this should be pretty straightforward. Let's get the pattern going. All right, so this one here, reduce the chance. And let's see. Put another one here. I'll reduce the chance of that as well. That'll play a bit more often. And this one will reduce the chance just a little bit. Okay. Now again, this is pretty straightforward, but what's really nice about this is that if we look in the editor here, we can see the notes now have a little icon here, kind of giving us an idea of how often they're going to play. And again, we can always go ahead and adjust these down here, where we can affect the expression controls. So as you can see, this is a nice feature. It's pretty straightforward, but again, when you combine this with the other operators, the variety starts to exponentially increase. So let's play with some of these other ones next.